SMT Nation, we back. Nation, I want to discuss this concept with you guys here in today's video. I think T-Mobile is going to do exactly the same thing as AT&T. And I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know. I could see the trade-offs. I could see the good and the bad in it. But let me run this by you guys. And let's see what the nation has to say. Comment down below anytime you guys have any rebuttals, responses, replies to my comments in this video. But I do think that AT&T set the blueprint, and I think T-Mobile is going to do the same. I have called T-Mobile AT&T Jr. in the past, and I think we're going to see this happen again. I think they're going to do the same thing AT&T did. Let me tell you what I think they're going to do in this video. All right, link for the article will be in the description. T-Mobile highly values partnerships with both Nokia, Ericsson, according to the CEO. So this commentary comes from the UBS conference that's ongoing this week in December here. And, you know, Mike Sievert was the CEO of T-Mobile, was asked directly about the whole AT&T deal with Ericsson, them, you know, sidestepping Nokia and ditching them and going solely with Ericsson, partnering with Fujitsu with this Open RAN platform. Really what it's about, folks, for AT&T, it's all about synergies. It's all about savings, cost savings, and scaling these massive upgrades they have to do nationally, right? I believe that T-Mobile is going to do the same. I do believe that AT&T has created the blueprint for T-Mobile to negotiate and structure a partnership and an agreement and a contract just like AT&T. Now, they basically have two choices. It's either Nokia or Ericsson. They don't really have a partnership with Samsung from what I can tell. I've never heard of T-Mobile using Samsung radio gear on their network. So if that is indeed the case proceeding forward, it's Nokia or Ericsson for T-Mobile. And in this case, I think it's going to be Ericsson. I think they're going to do the same thing. Let me give you my reasons. The first, we have heard about Project Xcaliber. This is an ongoing project that has been going on the T-Mobile network, in which they have swapped out many markets that previously had Nokia radio gear, and they were getting swapped with Ericsson radio gear. Ericsson radio gear is far superior to Nokia. It's more reliable, it's more capable, it performs better. It's just better. The tools, the programming, the hardware, the software, all those things through Ericsson seem to be superior. Now, T-Mobile probably prefers to have vendors up against each other for the sake of competition and pricing. But if you look at how T-Mobile's been moving, they've been focusing on cost cutting. They have laid off thousands of employees. They got rid of thousands of network engineers. They eliminated complete teams. They restructured the entire network engineering structure with respect to operations. I think this is the last piece of the puzzle to completely change the national approach to the upgrades. Folks, T-Mobile just spent tons of money on the N41 upgrades across the country. But there's more to do. They have more tower sites to upgrade. They still haven't built any C-band to scale. They haven't built any DoD to scale. They haven't built any mmWave to scale. And they have like very little C-RAN across the country. Those are all things that they have to do. And if they put together and structure an agreement and a deal like we saw AT&T pull off with Ericsson, while the getting is good because Ericsson and Nokia have shown desperation, like their numbers are bad as business revenues. You know, looking at their revenues, you know, Ericsson was down 5%. You know, we were looking at some of those revenue metrics. Nokia's in shambles. They laid off like over 12, 13, 14,000 folks at their company. You got to think that T-Mobile is at the table with these companies trying to put the squeeze on them and leverage the best deal possible. And then allow them to do all the networking for T-Mobile. Again, reducing costs of operations. T-Mobile's focused on share buybacks. T-Mobile is focused on paying a dividend now. T-Mobile is talking about fiber, mergers and acquisitions. They would love to give up the network control to someone else. and I think it would be Ericsson in this case, officially putting the nail in the Nokia coffin. What do you guys think? Agree or disagree? I mean, I can't see a path forward any other way when everything is about costs and operational spending and capex. I think this is a foregone conclusion. I think they're going to follow in AT&T's footsteps. And I've often said that T-Mobile is AT&T Junior. So it all seems to make sense to me. Do you agree or disagree? Sound off in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people of the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.